Hi, it's John here from Innovative Solutions, and I'm delighted today to introduce Kenneth Scally from WestTech Technologies. How are you, Kenny?
Grand, John, how are you?
Good, good, good. It's great to have you here on board, and also just as I'm working as a partner with WestTech, I'm delighted to have you here and just talk a little bit more about your journey with WestTech. So, can you tell us about your background, something about how you ended up coming to the creation of WestTech?
Yeah, like it's fairly simple. Like my background would be from kind of sales, pre-sales. Worked with a couple of Fortune 500 companies, and yeah, just ended up coming and basically creating WestTech. I learned about the channel model, distribution model for when I was working with these companies, and I just felt that in Ireland that there was maybe a gap in the market when we think about the SMB or even the SME companies that are based in Ireland. So I just felt, yeah, that there is a gap in the market, and maybe we could develop our own partner organization where we can come and target them and really start looking after them from an IT perspective.
Brilliant. And so, why would people come to WestTech? Like, what do you feel is like the real reason they would want to engage with WestTech and rather than go to another provider?
First and foremost is the team. Like we have it's the ability to have an account manager on speed dial, and if you do have any problems with your managed service or any IT problems, even an ad hoc thing, you can contact an account manager and have their direct dial. So it's kind of giving them that bit of kind of a white glove service or a concierge service as such.
Right. Okay. And what would typical kind of problems the most common questions people might come to WestTech for?
Well, from a managed service provider, we do get a lot of maybe new users coming into the organization. Maybe old users are leaving, and we need to give their laptops a refresh. Then it could be anything from a server perspective. If there's server refreshes, even applications, even people that are like intending to even grow. Like as I said, we look after the SMB industry, but like there is companies that we have worked or we do work with that are growing, and we're kind of bringing them to that next level where they need a bigger environment. They need bigger switches, maybe a firewall, and kind of like it's really good because where we've came from, we're actually growing with the majority of companies that are growing with us. Believe it or not, yeah. So it's kind of like growing with these SMBs as well.
Brilliant, brilliant. And so, like, can you give us examples of some of your typical clients and like what industries you tend to work with more?
Well, geez, there's many clients that we have right now, and it goes from all different types of industries. So we do have clients that are in the hospitality industry. We have clients that are in the manufacturing industry. We have a lot of accountants that we work with as well.
Yeah, and what kind of things would they really need? Like accountants, what would they benefit from?
Yeah, so accountants, we do have kind of like an accountancy package that we would offer, where we would give them some encryption software to basically encrypt their anti-money laundering files. We would offer them maybe some email, let's say, filtering, where we can spot some spoofing, maybe some phishing emails and stuff like that, and prevent any ransomware attacks or even a malware attack. So from a security perspective, accountants are really yeah, there would be a high priority when it comes to encryption software and stuff like that, because they would be dealing with a lot of sensitive information from a GDPR perspective, and even just from a financial perspective, where all of their customers, they are looking after their kind of monetary business as such.
Yeah, and I guess you see a lot of small business owners, they find that they don't have enough time to look at data security and update passwords. They might think these are only for the bigger companies, but anyone is really it's possible to anyone can really get hacked, and you can have a data breach and get fined, and there's all sorts of problems that ransomware that can come up. Have you got any kind of tips for small business owners that they should kind of watch out for, or what they
Yeah,
should do?
I think the key thing will be to have a backup of your environments. It doesn't matter if you're going with cloud Office 365, which majority of businesses are going right now, or if you're sitting on premise where you're dealing with SAP. maybe even Sage or task books or anything like that, from an account perspective, just make sure you do have a backup there where we can basically, if there was a disk failure or anything like that, we can just restore from backup, because this is the key area where we're coming across like a lot of customers where they don't have backups, and they're trying to basically like if something does go wrong or if you have a disk failure, you're kind of like snookered, like your data is gone. From a cyber insurance perspective, a lot of companies are bringing out cyber insurance, and that can help them in the event of a ransomware attack or a malware attack and stuff like that, where they will get or they can be like held to ransom for their files. So there is cyber insurance. I've actually wrote a blog about that. I'm actually releasing today. It's about the cyber insurance, and we have one of the insurance companies that we work with. They've like I would recommend them. They're based locally here as well in Dublin. So I think definitely cyber insurance. It's not that expensive, and definitely have a backup, because I think from a cyber perspective or from a cyber insurance perspective, if you have that backup, it will reduce your premium. And a lot of people are like, well, why would we use cyber insurance? We don't need it. Like it's like something never heard of. Is it a new thing? No, it's not. It's something that people are availing of regularly. And there is only a couple of providers around Ireland that do offer it. But I would recommend talking to your insurance provider and really, really going and availing of some sort of cyber insurance, because who knows, if you do get a ransomware attack and you have backup, we can prevent against it.
Yeah.
But if you don't have it, if you don't have a backup and you get a ransomware attack, all your files are corrupted or encrypted, and you're not going to be able to get them back unless you pay, which is what's the going right now, 25 grand. It's like a lot of these small companies where there's 2 or 3 in the organizations, like to pull 25,000 out of the bank and give it to them. That's fine. Okay, they may have it, but if there's a breach from a GDPR perspective, you have to go to the data commissioner and basically let them know there's after being a breach. And then on top of that,
you can get a fine, you can get bad media, your brand is exposed.
Yeah, your brand is exposed, and people are like, who's going to use someone that's being breached? It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, of course. Love the cup.
Yeah.
So, and then like I saw you mentioned like the Microsoft Cloud. I saw you've got a free trial on the website as well, because you sell Microsoft licenses. What can you get with that free trial? That's something to do with the cloud backup, is it?
Yeah. So what that entails of is there's a free 30-day trial of SaaS backup, which will allow you to back up everything in your Office 365 cloud. So everything from SharePoint, Visio, anything you have really, SharePoint, email, basically, what else is
so you have to be with Microsoft already for that, or like, because I think people always think, oh, it's going to cost an arm and a leg to migrate if they want to start using Microsoft 365 and have the additional features. What kind of costs are involved?
Well, like before I finish that, is the SaaS backup itself. It's available both on G Suite and Office 365. So there's you don't have to be a Microsoft customer to avail of this. It's a cloud backup software, and it does do a lot of basic components of each cloud provider. From a monetary perspective, with the SaaS backup, it's very, very cheap. It's per user per month. The more you buy, the cheaper you get it. And then if you want to migrate from G Suite to Office 365, if you did want to move into Teams environment, get your OneDrive and stuff like that, like Microsoft can give you a little bit more functionality for your price, or for the monetary value. It depends on what you're used to. We're coming across customers that don't want to use like Office. They're happy with an Outlook client, and they're putting their Gmail through the client, and they're like, oh, we have Outlook. But like when you think about the Teams, you think about the likes of SharePoint, you have OneDrive, you have Microsoft Forms, you've loads of different things, and it depends on what your business does and how you're going to really, really use all the components of the Office 365 suite to get the most out of it. But like that's something that we would speak to. Like we're dealing with customers right now that are moving from G Suite to Office 365, And one of the things we were speaking about was, are you going to use it? Are you going to use SharePoint? Are you going to use your OneDrive?
Yeah.
And we're kind of giving them a like for like in some respects to G Suite. However, when we go into the back end of it and we go into all the other little features and functionality, they're getting a lot more. Like especially with Microsoft Teams, like it's like
Oh yeah.
we're like, for instance, let's say like I know all of our clients that with the team, they can contact the team directly, or the team can contact them through Microsoft Teams, because a lot of them have we've integrated Teams into their business. So it's just basically putting in an email address and just having a chat with the person directly, and just having that chat functionality where you can just talk to anybody that's outside your organization because they're on the Teams platform is really, really cool.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's one thing I think G Suite struggles with. Like internally, people trying to use Hangouts or that kind of thing doesn't work, and then you end up having to use an external platform like Slack, which I really like Slack, but it's again limiting, and you have to always go back and forth. But yeah, Teams is definitely trying to compete with Zoom at the moment as well.
Mm.
But yeah, and I'm aware that like for retail, WestTech is pushing out digital signage at the moment, and I think that's something that's really growing. You see the signs popping up everywhere in shopping centers, window fronts, cafes, all sorts of places. Have you got any kind of feedback on that?
Yeah, well, the digital signage area is one of the areas that we've been working with since day one of WestTech. We can supply the signage itself. We can supply the cloud provider. So we manage all that from a cloud perspective. And the beauty about the digital signage is a lot of our customers are turning their businesses into advertising businesses as well. Where, like, let's say for instance, we deal with like there's a local gym there, and they have the digital signage run. I mean, like, we're giving it to them for like $24.99 a month, which is pennies compared to what you can make from a cloud perspective. Like, these guys, I know they're selling it to the personal trainers in the gym where they can advertise. Obviously with the pandemic and all, things have kind of really, really slowed down. But in saying that, if you're getting a sign for $24.99 a month, and you can charge someone like 25 quid a week, so it's
Yeah.
there is a way that you can monetize your digital signage and turn it into a little business for yourself. And like, we look after everything. You free support. We can help you with building templates, and it is really, really cool because you can integrate your social media, maybe integrate some RSS feeds from the news, or even like you can just have your standard, let's say, PowerPoint template or whatever, just to advertise your business. But yeah, it's really, really cool, and we are seeing a lot of customers are turning to that, especially with the pandemic as well. And we have a lot of, let's say, for instance, cafes and stuff like that have to do takeaway, so they'd rather have something sitting outside or even on the window of the business where they can do the advertising, and they can put menus and stuff like that on the digital sign as well. So it's really, really starting to take off.
Brilliant. How did you find the pandemic yourself?
Yeah, it's been all right. Look, we've a couple of opportunities that have stalled, but we will pick them back up as soon as things get back to normal. But yeah, things have been really good. It's given us a little bit of an opportunity to maybe kind of branch ourselves out across the UK and stuff like that, and maybe develop the team internally a little bit more, and where they have a bit more time to work on marketing strategies and things like that. So it is, yeah, it's been good, and it's been bad in a way as well.
Yeah. Are you getting in any games of snooker lately? I think
No.
is that what you miss most?
Yeah. No,
Great.
everywhere lockdown.
Yeah. Brilliant. Anyway, listen, it was great having you here today, Kenny. Thanks everyone for watching. And if you've got any questions for Kenny, get in touch with the team at WestTech. I'll put the details here in the video now. And enjoy the rest of the week, everyone. See you, Kenny.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.